basically summertime weather here, so I'm working on getting my kids outside. Go ahead and put those clothes on. Take that shirt off and put those clothes on. I'm working on getting my kids outside. Okay, shout out to my mom, because I do have a call at 6 o'clock, but I wanted to come on and make sure that I recorded this video today. Okay, put the shirt on and the pants on. I'll put your socks on. Because this message came through so strong, okay, when it comes to tapping in and tuning into your feelings that are keeping you stuck or are making you feel some kind of way. So earlier today, I had this experience where well, yesterday, it started pretty much yesterday. I started the process of getting my truck fixed, and you all know as an adult that, you know, car troubles is a thing. And if you have an older vehicle like me, okay, my vehicle is a 2002, and you know, with my divorce and a lot of things happening in life, financially, you know, that was one of the lower priorities. So as God is, you know, shifting things and moving things, and thankfully my brother-in-law next door is a mechanic to do the work. He started working on my truck yesterday, and I literally like just thought that, okay, we're gonna get this work done and my truck is gonna be good. Y'all, listen. He changes the radiator, like spends all day getting the radiator changed, and literally put the coolant in it, and it's still leaking profusely. Y'all, when I tell you, I was so stressed and tired and just overwhelmed with emotions. So come here, I'll put your socks on. Give me your socks. So today you know, he's telling me all the different things.
Yes.
Wow. All the different things that I would need to do and get for my truck. So I'm, you know, putting all the stuff in my cart that I need to do for my truck. And after I make the purchases, you can put your shoes on. After I make the purchases, I'm just feeling so heavy. I'm feeling down. I'm feeling unmotivated. I'm feeling like I just want to go to bed. Like, I just spent all this money on this truck. I just want to go to bed. But I realized, switch them around. I realized that there was some limiting beliefs that I was dealing with. Stop, Anthony. Sit up here so I can put your shoes on. That there was some limiting beliefs that were, hey Goose.
Mommy.
There was some, excuse me y'all, I'm trying to get my kids dressed while we speak to go outside. It is 75 degrees here. Atira. It is 75 degrees here, and I'm trying to get my kids ready to go outside as we speak. But I'm sitting there and I'm just like, something else. No, I'm not Asian. Cool Flame, do I look Asian? I'm sitting there, you know, just feeling down, feeling frustrated, and Akai, stop.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, why am I feeling like this? So one of the things that I do for myself and for my clients is something that supports me and them with figuring out the limiting beliefs that is causing us to feel down, feel sad, feel stuck, feel frustrated, and be able to release them in that same moment. So if you don't know me, I'm Jalisa, also known as Jalisa the Golden Child, and I am a board certified holistic health practitioner. I don't know. Apparently, I don't know. It's my eyes. Do my eyes look Asian when I smile? I don't know.
Are these right?
I don't know.
Are these right?
Yes, they are right, baby. Go have Nana tie them up for you. And close my door, please.
Okay.
Close my door. Out, everybody out, and close my door. I'll be out in a little bit. Thank you, Goose. So I'm a board certified holistic health practitioner. I'm an author. I'm a speaker. I'm also an energy worker. And the energy work that I do, yes. Oh, thank you. This is the way I appreciate you. Oh, you all are so sweet. I just support people with releasing the energetic blocks that keep them stuck or keep them from moving forward or keep them in a funk or keep them down or keep them depressed or keep them anxious. We sometimes go in these cycles, these repetitive cycles of feelings, of emotions, of being unmotivated, of being depressed, of being down, and it keeps us from living up to our fullest potential. We have so much more potential and capacity to do so much more in life and in general in the world that we give ourselves credit for and that we really believe. So the more that we release those limiting beliefs and really get to a space and place where we see ourselves the way we were created to be, the easier life becomes, the easier it becomes to do the things that we desire, to accomplish the goals that we desire. So it's a simple, very, very simple hack, and it has contributed to my overall wealth and well-being tremendously. When I tell you, literally earlier today, I'm telling you, this works so quickly. It is like, it blew my mind when I first started practicing this. I actually learned this from a guy named Shiraz Babu, and you can find him. He's on YouTube, Energetic Magic. And I started to practice this where I would really just tune in and tap into what's going on with me. What am I feeling and why? So earlier today, as I mentioned, I was going through this stuff with my truck, getting to make these purchases to get things repaired on my truck. So I tap in and I'm like, why am I feeling like this? What's going on? And I realized that there were limiting beliefs around the decisions that I was making financially. I felt like I didn't know how to make sound or good financial decisions. I felt like I had this belief that I hated spending money. I had this belief that I didn't like spending money because when my bank account decreases, that's a bad thing. But these are all conditionings. These are all limiting beliefs that I picked up along the way that weren't even mine. So for me, tapping and understanding and knowing that, it was like, oh, that's why I'm feeling like this. And I could literally, in that moment, I do something called muscle testing. And that was how I got to the root of what was going on. Lost art has now been discovered throughout the world. People are getting more intelligent by the hours of universe. Hi, Derek. So what I did was, like I said, I was tapping in and checking in through muscle testing to see, okay, what is it that I have going on? And muscle testing is also known as kinesthetic muscle testing. And you can literally use any part of your body, but I use my fingers, I use my hands. And this is called the finger test. And some people call it the figure eight. I sometimes call it the figure eight, but you interlock your pointer finger and your thumb with the on your left hand or your right hand and the pointer finger and your thumb of your right hand, and you make it into a figure eight. And how you start this, you say, show me a yes. For me, it stays locked. And you can say, show me a no. And for me, it unlocks. And that is literally you tapping into your spirit, your soul, your body's innate wisdom to give you the answer to questions that you may not have ever accessed the answer to. So muscle testing is absolutely powerful. If you want to learn more about that, I do have a video on my YouTube page. Which one is it? Soul Care Sunday Social. That is probably the latest one where I talked more about muscle testing. People had a lot of questions about it. But I use this to really get into myself, get into my innate wisdoms to see where those limiting beliefs are located, what they are, where they came from. And it starts with a willingness to release it. Okay, you might think, oh, this work is so hard, it takes so much time, but you can literally shift a limiting belief in an instant. And one of the funny things that I'll tell you, okay, if I ever do this live, when I experience a release or a relief of a limiting belief or just a block for myself or for someone that I'm working with, I burp, I yawn, or I cough. So if I'm doing this work and you're like, why is she burping like this? Or why does she keep yawning? That's why, because there was an energetic release. Oh, thank you, Derek. You're so sweet. Got me blushing over here. But so taking it a step further after you really feel into yourself about what it is that you're feeling and get to the limiting belief that is behind that feeling. Our feelings are really just messages. Okay, they're messages sending us messages to address something or release something. And for me, when I do this work, like I said, I either burp, I yawn, or I cough. That lets me know that something has shifted. I'm sorry, this is the way. That means you'll be extremely rich, okay? You might not be able to hold it, but, okay, you'll be extremely rich if your fingers can't unlock, okay? That means wealth and riches are on the way very soon, okay? When they unlock, let me know, okay? Send me a couple dollars, okay? But, yes, so after you address the limiting belief, you really see what it is that's causing you to feel that way or be stuck where you are. The next step is asking yourself, are you willing to step out of that story or that belief that has held you back, that has kept you stuck or frustrated or angry or in unforgiveness? And all it takes is that willingness for things to shift and for you to shift from that limiting belief to a belief that is more supportive. Why would I shout time to go to sleep? Your kids right there and it's time for them to go to sleep. You need me to tell your kids to go to sleep? Okay, I can do that for you, NPC. Time to go to sleep. Yes. Um So once you do that, you get to the space and place where, so I even check in with myself. After I've released the belief, I check in to see, okay, is this something, a belief that I still hold subconsciously? Subconsciously, our subconscious is where 90% of our daily activity, 90% or more of our daily activities and behaviors come from. So the more aware we can be of what our subconscious has us doing, the more we can shift our behaviors and our activities to things that are more supportive and more aligned to the life we desire and that we deserve. We deserve freedom. We deserve abundance. We deserve comfort. We deserve joy. We deserve happiness. We were not created for struggle. Okay? Contrary to popular belief, we were not created for struggle. We were created for wealth, abundance, love, joy, peace, happiness, things that help us to move forward and move the world forward faster and further. So going back over this, once you realize that there's a pattern, a feeling or emotion that has you stuck, a behavior that you just can't shake, and something that is or a experience that you continue to have over and over again, you look at that thing, sit with it, address it, acknowledge it, and then move on to the next step of, okay, checking in to see, using muscle testing, using your innate wisdom to see what is this belief, the limiting belief or the story that I've been told that is contributing to this situation, circumstance, or experience that I'm having. Thank you, cuties. After that, you check in with yourself to see, okay, how can I see if I am willing to step out of this story, to step out of this belief, so that I can move forward into the life that I desire and the life that I deserve. So it's I've gone into a very long description of it, but I tell you, the more that you practice it, the easier and the quicker this process becomes. This was something that sometimes when I would be working on releases, I would have to dive deep, like 3 or 4 or 5 levels to really get to what was going on. Now when I do it, I can literally do this process in 5 to 10 seconds to release a limiting belief or something that is blocked to move forward into the next part of my day. No, Derek, I'm not married anymore. I was married to a narcissist and I'm no longer married. I have 3 kids. My kids are 5, 4, and 3. I am a single mom. But this process can literally shift things for you in an instant. We are made to believe that things have to be hard, that things have to take long, that it has to be this long drawn out process, this long drawn out thing to get to our healing and to get to our true design of how God, source, universe created us to be. We are divine beings. We're not just these physical bodies. We are truly so much bigger than the physical bodies that we live in every single day. But we get so caught up in these physical bodies that we forget that we are so much bigger than what we can even see. So the more you tap into your innate wisdom, using muscle testing, using your intuitive guidance, other tools like human design, connecting with people like me to really support you on this spiritual, energetic journey, these things and doors will open up for you to be able to live at your fullest capacity and to your fullest potential. Well, not your fullest, because even in your lifetime, or if you believe in multiple lifetimes, you still have more capacity and you still have more capability than you'll be able to achieve in your lifetime, even with awareness of it. So if you have any questions about this process, about muscle testing, about just my journey with using energetic healing, feel free to ask them. Or if it was any part of this process was unclear, feel free to let me know. We already know that this is the way. Okay, follow. This is the way, because this is the way. It's about to have a lot of money. Okay, it's on the way. So follow. This is the way. They've unlocked riches and wealth into their own lives through this live video. But that's all I have. Yeah, I'm complete. Look, I'm always checking in through muscle testing. I literally use muscle testing for everything. I promise you. I use it for everything. No, I don't gatekeep. I do not gatekeep. There is so much more that we can do in the world by sharing the things that we have access to versus trying to keep it to ourselves. I truly believe that we're all connected one way or another, whether we experience each other or not. So it's not by happenstance that you're on this live today getting this information. So make sure that you like, okay? Make sure that you subscribe and you share this video so that other people can have access to this wisdom and knowledge, because as it comes to me, as I have my experiences, I will continue to share. Because this energetic thing, being a minister, okay? I was born and raised in the church. The reason why I'm the golden child was an encounter that my mom had with God in the church. And, you know, I have had to evolve into a more spiritual and relational focus with God, source, higher power, than a religious one. So really sharing about the energetic work that I do, about human design, about the different things that I do energetically, it took me a while. Okay, I was doing a lot of this behind the scenes for years before I got the courage and the willingness to be able to share it with others. So I definitely don't gatekeep. As I get downloads, wisdom, knowledge, and information, this is where I share most of my content. I'm not on Instagram or Facebook. I have those pages, but most of my content is here on YouTube. So make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Turn on your post notifications so that you'll know when I go live or make a post. But it's only up from here. The more that you tap in and tune into yourself, your innate power, your innate ability, and all the things that you desire, the better life gets. I will tell you, a year ago, I was a completely different person. I was in a completely different space. And these limiting beliefs were what were keeping me stuck. So the more on a day-to-day basis when these things come up that I release them, the faster and the further I go. And the more opportunities I have to share with you all of how things are shifting from this work that years ago I would have thought would have taken so much longer, so much more time, and so much more work. So that is my episode this week of Wealth Wednesday. I hope that it contributed to your wealth and well-being in some way. And if nobody told you today, I love you, I see you, and I'm so proud of you. You are one of one. You are perfect just as you are. You are valuable, you are worthy and enough because you were born that way. Don't let anyone, any situation, any circumstance make you believe otherwise. Okay? So that's all I have. If there are no questions, no comments, no concerns, no issues, that's all I got for y'all today. Feel free to tune in Friday. I will be going live for the Freedom Fridays podcast. I'll be diving deeper into one of my other energetic work that I do through human design and how you can use that to make more impact. That's the topic for this month, make an impact. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.